Welcome back to the podcast.
It's been a minute.
Oh my God, it's been too long.
I honestly, when we were just setting up, when we were talking about this, I literally said to Liv, how long has it actually been? And we went back on the last one. The last one was March.
It's now August, nearly September. That is not okay.
It wasn't unintentional.
No.
Like, we were in a really good flow. Like, everything was happening week to week. And then, look, just life took a bit of a turn quickly.
Well, yeah, which is really what we want to kind of talk to you about, where we've been, really, and what's kind of happened. We'll take you in chronological order from March to now to really just kind of discuss, like, where we actually have been in that time.
Yeah, so let's like, rewind.
Yeah.
So all the way back to March. Oh my God, it just actually feels like forever ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So all the way back in March, I was dieted and I did a photo shoot, and that went great. And I haven't really spoken much on the podcast about my PCOS journey, and I kind of want to do a whole sort of episode on that on its own, but I never thought I was going to be able to do a photo shoot again. So that was like really monumental for me. Kate came, she was my little cheerleader telling me how to pose.
It was so good.
It was so fun.
But the funniest thing ever, I want to keep it for another episode, but like, getting to the shoot was the absolute funniest thing ever, because I don't know why I decided I was going to be the lead driver.
Oh, yeah.
Why did I do that?
Just trying to find a sand dune. We were trying to find a sand dune in Dubai.
No, honestly, why was that so hard? I don't know. And then we were trying to catch the sun. That was also a worry.
Yeah, but it was such
so
a good
funny.
day. Like, it was
very good.
It was just mint. So obviously that happened. Life's good. My life is going great. And then everything changed. My life kind of turned upside down because my relationship fell apart. And I'm quite happy to talk about it on here, just because me and my ex now are on very good terms. Obviously, we've got the business together, so we don't really have much of a choice. So many people have asked us, like, oh, you know, what's going to happen with the business and what's happening with the dog, because we've obviously got a dog together. And we're just, like, really good friends. Yeah. And obviously it's taken us a while. Well, it's kind of taken us a while to get here, but we actually genuinely are really good friends. So March, kind of April time, we decided to separate, and I was going back to the UK anyway. So I was going back to the UK in May because I had a group photo shoot.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So that was already pre-booked and I was already going. And when everything kind of fell apart, we just decided that obviously we needed time apart from each other. And if anyone's lived with another half and they've worked like in...
Together.
Yeah, they've worked together, like your life's together, like you'll understand like how on top of each other you are. And I really just felt like I needed to give him space and like establish his life here without me. And I really wanted to have space away from here. And it was just chaotic, wasn't it? Like, everyone's life was chaotic at that time.
Like, this place, honestly, I don't really know what happens here, but everyone kind of talks about like life is fast paced in New York or London. Like, anyone that I know will say like Dubai is like 50 times more than that. Like, so much changes so quick. People change, the dynamic of people changes, and what I've noticed mostly is relationships change here. It's crazy what's happened this year.
I feel like everyone's relationship just went up in flames.
Literally.
Well, not everyone, that's a very like...
Pretty much like 90%.
But a lot of people within our close circle, like, it all just kind of was all falling apart, and it just felt very chaotic to me, and I really wanted to protect my peace in that scenario. So when I was going home anyway, I just decided to extend my flight. And it was really sad, obviously, really sad. And it took me a lot. It took us a lot to kind of make that decision, obviously. Like, everyone from an outsider's perspective, I think, will probably look in and be like, they live the dream life. They've got the house, they've got the dog, they've got the business, they're in Dubai. But obviously, you know, it's just a lot of pressure. And that was all that it really kind of came down to. Like, there's no sort of animosity there on either side. There was nothing sort of bad that happened on either side. It was just like a pressure pot that kind of like came to blows.
But you know what? I also think you were together for like a long time, and it's also okay if people change and you want different things. And I think that's very normal. But what I think is very healthy is that both of you were able to kind of mutually agree on that. And I think your relationship is good because of that.
Yeah. Like, it's weird. Like, we were literally with each other today and we were like, so funny how we are just like adult about it. And we've just spent the day together doing work and seeing the dog, and it's so totally normal, but we're just like, you know, just normal friends. It is, I guess it's a bit of a weird dynamic for like other people to look into, but you know, there's a lot of respect on both sides. There's obviously always going to be love there, and like, we are parents, so we're gonna have to share the dog.
It's so funny,
but it's a weird one because we're both just absolutely fine and obviously a lot happier with this current dynamic.
But I think everyone, like, you should literally be proud. Both of you should be that, like, you take that step, because a lot of people just sit there in discomfort.
Yes.
And it's like, you don't need to do that. You both are like two amazing people, and you can be like that separately and still be close. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's why we are friends.
Yeah.
Because we were able to do that before either side became bitter or resentful, or, you know, I don't think either one of us would do something stupid, like, but we just decided to obviously like part ways, and you know, we're still business partners, we're still friends, like we speak every day, and it's just working. But obviously I went back to the UK, and at the time it was very difficult. I moved back in with my mum, my sister and my nana, and I've not lived at home
For a minute.
I've not lived at home for that long since I was 18. So that was a shock to the system, and I actually found it really difficult. Like, living back in Wales, once I've lived here.
Special guest is coming in there.
Oh, bless her.
Oh, there we go.
I actually found it really difficult just because I was away from all of my friends, and like, you know, being able to see friends regularly. It was just really difficult because I've just not lived there for so long, and like, all the friends that I had from school have obviously kind of like evolved with their own lives and stuff, and it was quite hard being there. I'm not going to say I really enjoyed my time in the UK, and a lot of people ask me like, am I moving back? And the answer is definitely
absolutely
no.
Not. I will literally like never let that happen.
No, but I remember you being like, I feel like you're going to go and never come back.
I was so worried. I was actually fucking terrified. I was like, this is not happening. But I think you almost needed to go back. You just needed a minute. And I think everyone is different, like, in those circumstances. You know what I mean? And some people deal with things in a different way. And I think you're very much like me. You just need space and time and time to reflect.
I just wanted to hermit.
Yeah.
And I did hermit. I hermited for like a good 2 months. A good 2 months. Like, I literally did not go out. I didn't do anything. I didn't see anyone. But it was exactly what I needed. Like, it was just so peaceful. It was so boring. I read books within like 2 days, like over the weekend.
I think that's nice. Whatever you see comfort in, you should do.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if you didn't do that and you were like forcing something, like being out and being social, like, I don't think you'd be like where you are now.
I'm such a I am one of them people that like needs my own space, and like, to recharge my batteries, like, I actually need to be on my own rather than going out. But I did eventually get to a point where I wanted to go out.
Yeah. And that's also very healthy. What is she doing?
I don't know. We've got the dog kind of sitting on my shoulder.
I feel like she wants to steal the show.
Yeah, she does. And obviously, like, whilst my life is falling apart, your life was coming together.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Happiness. It's not all doom and gloom.
But like, it was just funny because like, you were going through all that, and then like, I was kind of developing like a new relationship, which is really weird because it's so funny. Just before I met him, I think we actually were both in that kind of position. We both like didn't want anything with anyone. Like, we're both working on ourselves, like both like kind of different paths. And I don't know, we just like met through mutual friends, and just kind of happened, didn't it? It just,
I feel like you literally met him like the day I left.
Literally.
Or like the week before I left. It was like meant to be.
It's
like,
so funny. And the funny thing is, like, he like, obviously he lives here now, but he didn't for years. And like, our mutual friends have always, what is she doing?
Go on then.
Oh my God, Lily. But like, all our mutual friends have always been that way. I've been in like the same house. We've like had the same coach for a period of time. We were prepping at the same time. So we all would have had check-ins together, but we've never ever crossed paths. How mad is that? Never. Mad. Like, not even once. Like, not passing in the gym, like nothing. So we just kind of laugh at that. And like, I feel like everything, I'm not like a cliche person, and I'm not like a soft person, really, like most people will know. But like, I genuinely think like everything happens for a reason. Like we were
you
not
met at
meant
the
to,
right time.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think if we met any other time when we both said that, like I don't think it would have made sense.
Yeah, because if you'd have met a few years ago, you'd have been in a relationship,
And so would he. Yeah.
So it just wouldn't be right.
It wouldn't have worked.
Obviously, I know that you want to kind of keep who he is a little bit more to yourself.
Yeah, like honestly, I just feel everyone, like after my last relationship ended, I genuinely feel like everyone just wanted to know everything, and I feel people felt like you owe it to them to explain. Like the Q&A thing was a joke. Like I had to stop doing that for ages. And I'm like, my page is a motivational page. It's a work page. It's a bodybuilding page. It's not a like, who am I dating page. Like it's just weird. Like
Obviously, me and you were in the same boat where our business partners were our boyfriends. So
literally,
when anything happens, it's obvious. But you're not in that position anymore,
Exactly.
so you don't need to put it.
but
in
like
there.
we're both very similar. Like we both have so much respect for each other, and I don't know, we just like, I don't really know, like we just click really well, and we're both kind of on very similar pages mindset wise as well. So I just feel like everything is really smooth, and I would just prefer to protect my peace right now.
Yeah.
Like obviously eventually I'm sure he'll pop up, and I did put him up on my story like maybe like a week or two ago, but I feel like do you need to know? You know what I mean? So we'll just keep him, we'll give him like a little nickname.
Give him a nickname.
We'll give him a nickname.
Yeah, because we'll obviously talk about him at some point.
Yeah. So for now, obviously, a lot of people will probably know him, but like for now, I just want to keep my peace. So we'll just call him Nando Sauce for now. We'll just call him Nando Sauce.
I feel like Nando sauce is funny because if you know, you know, and if you don't, then it's just Nando sauce, and everyone likes Nando sauce.
Exactly. If you know, you know. Okay. But yeah, so we're just in a really good place right now, and just enjoying each other's company, and we're both very mellow, like when it comes to like what we both want. So it's just, we're just chilling.
So nice seeing this soft side to you, Kate.
Oh my God, so weird. It's really weird. I didn't think I could actually be like this, you know what I mean? But I definitely feel, because I'm like, people know me as like businesswoman, like, you know, competitor, like all this kind of stuff. I feel like my job is very alpha because I work with both men and women, and it's just a lot, like it's a very male dominant space. So for me to just feel like super feminine, very feminine, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we're just chilling, but that's all we're going to say.
That's the down low. And you went to Bali?
We went to Bali.
How was that?
That was really nice. Imagine I haven't been on a holiday in 5 years.
I honestly didn't think you'd like Bali. Like, I was like, Kate's going to go there. Because if you've been to Dubai, like, loads of people, like, once you've been to Dubai, like, you can't go back because everything's clean.
The services
is 10/10.
Oh, my
And
God.
I just thought, because I've never been to Bali, but I've heard people be like, when you're in places, it's nice, but outside is, like, quite sort of third world. Like, what did you actually think of it?
Yeah, like, well, first of all, I haven't been on a holiday since 2019, which is absolute madness. I just shy away from them. I don't know why. And like
Work.
Yeah, I know.
Work.
Yeah. And like people will be like, oh, but you live in Dubai. I'm like, until you live here, you will absolutely not be living like you would on a 2-week holiday.
No.
Like you just don't do that.
And then the other side of it is people are like, but you work from your laptop, so you can work from anywhere.
Yeah,
But it's
no.
like, you actually can't, though. Like, you still are working.
Oh my God. And speaking of laptop, I actually cannot cope. So I was messaging you. So we had a bit of like a little fumble in the airport. That's just not even to be discussed because I don't even know what was going on there. When I got there, I remember messaging Liv being like, this cannot get any worse, because we got there, everything was fine. I was like, okay, we landed on the weekend. I purposely had no work on purpose so I could enjoy like the 2 days to just get into like a rhythm there. Went to open the laptop on my busiest check-in day. Wouldn't turn on. Well,
Oh my God.
it wouldn't be like us that the memory card just decided to like stop and it was full. So we've just spent the last 25 minutes deleting pictures.
That's literally what it did last time as well.
Yeah.
We need to be fired.
I think we're not very good at this. But here we are again. So long story short, because I won't bore you with it, we literally travelled around for 8 hours around Bali, from one shop to another, to another, to another. And they were like, yeah, you have to fix it in this place. And like, honestly, all the shops were like 30 minutes to 40 minutes apart. And if you've been in Bali, the traffic is madness because they don't have rules. It's like a free-for-all and there's just bikes everywhere.
Worse than here.
Oh my God, here is like heaven. I
Really?
swear. Honestly, it's carnage. So like a 30-minute drive on the way back took us nearly 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, carnage. So we were just like, you know what? After that, I was like, right, I actually ended up having to buy a new laptop at the end of that, imagine. So that was fun, but we kind of spent most of our days like lying in. I never do. So I was lying in, learning how to relax a little bit, which is weird. And then we'd kind of go out for the day. We're not really nighttime people. So we'd kind of come in at night and then just get like food in, or we'd just go out maybe twice a week for food. So it was
'Cause
really
you were
nice.
there, how long were you there for? 3 weeks?
We were meant to be there for 2, but we stayed for 3.
Love that.
Yeah, really good. Like so cheap.
Spontaneous.
Huh?
Spontaneous.
I know, look at me. Look at me. But yeah, honestly, like I think Bali is amazing. Could I live there? Absolutely not. But is it nice for a break? And yeah, all the people are so happy. Like everyone.
Did you get Bali belly?
No.
Did either of you get Bali
Do you
belly?
know why people get that?
Why?
Because they drink the tap water.
Is that why?
Like I'm like, what is wrong with you? Or like if you brush your teeth and you're like sucking in the water and stuff.
So you were okay?
I was fine. I don't know why people get that.
Because that honestly is one of the things that puts me off going.
And I had no injections or anything going. People are like, oh, did you get injections? I'm like, nope. So I don't
Living
know.
life on the
I
edge.
know, I was really going for it. So yeah, we ended up there, but it was so, so nice. And I felt like I actually came back refreshed.
Good.
So I think it was actually what I needed, even though I felt like it was like, it took me a lot to say, okay, I'm going to go. But like if he didn't say like, we're going, I would have been like, let's just stay. But I realise that getting out of here is actually healthy,
Needed,
because I
yeah.
just suck myself into work and that's it. So it was nice. But you,
So you were having a nice relaxing time and I was in Ibiza. And I went to Ibiza for the first time this year and I actually can't believe I've never been before, because I do like house music. I like going to raves. I like going to festivals. I like all that stuff. Although I don't do it a lot,
yeah,
I enjoy it. So people couldn't believe that I'd never been before. But I just don't know why. Like the stars just hadn't aligned. I'd just never been before. So
it wasn't your time.
it wasn't my time, but it was my time to go this time. So I went with Lauren, one of our friends, in June for like 4 days. And then we were like, let's go back. We randomly spoke to this guy.
Wait, you didn't even say, let's just go back, right? She said, let's go live.
Live.
And I was like, what do you mean? Because bear in mind, like 2 of my best friends, I was like, okay, so I don't have you for the whole summer.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
So we ended up
Like-
speaking to this guy and Lauren was like, oh, Liv's never been to Ibiza before. Can you believe that? He was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. What do you think? I was like, oh my God, love it here. I'd live here. Flippant comment. And he was like, oh, funny that. I've got somewhere you can stay for the whole of August. So
funny.
naturally I said, okay.
Of course you did.
Yes, of course I did. This is my year of saying yes to things, being a bit spontaneous. So that's exactly what we plan to do. In theory, I should be there right now. I should still be there. But I just couldn't actually cope with it. I was very good at like balancing work and going out, because work is always going to be my priority.
100%.
Like always going to be my priority. And if I thought that I wasn't going to be able to balance the both, then I wouldn't have gone to live there. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be like to live. Like it's an amazing place, I think, to go for like a holiday, and I would 100% go again. It was just as a fitness person, it's not the right place, because even the supermarkets, it was hard getting stuff. And obviously now I've got the additional layer of being a PCOS girly, which makes my diet even more restrictive. And I just found myself eating out like every day, and I could just feel all my symptoms starting to come back. The fatigue, the bloat, my hands, like I could just see myself like fading away. We also lived a 35-minute walk away from a gym, which made life more difficult. We didn't have a car, and I can't take 4 hours out of my day, out of my working day, to go to the gym. Like it's impossible. So everything was just difficult, and it was kind of sucking the fun out of being there. And I thought, you know what, I actually love this place. Like I love the place, and I didn't want to stay there enough. And I could I almost was like, I feel like I should stick it out because I paid to be here. But we were on the phone to Kate, and Kate was like, I think she did some like voodoo and was
I
just
did.
like,
It worked.
back.
It fucking worked, because it went from like, oh, we're just going to stay and just play it out because we're there for the month. And then like, I think we were on a call for like 3 hours that day.
We were.
And then the turnaround, they were like, okay, let's book
I think it was literally like the Friday night, was it?
It was
like
the Friday, and then you
night?
flew out on the Monday.
And then we flew out on the Monday.
I was so happy. I was not sad at all. I was like, bring them back now.
Yeah, it was
brilliant.
hilarious. So yeah, obviously decided to come back early. Had the flight from hell getting back because we were flying at 9:30 at night. The flight got cancelled after being sat on an aeroplane, blowing hot air at us. It was blowing hot air at us. Long story short, got cancelled at 3 a.m. Then we got booked onto the next flight at 9 a.m. the next day. It was just an absolute just disaster. But here we are.
We're
back to bring you
We're
the
back.
podcast on a weekly basis.
But honestly, I feel like now that's all settled, everyone's kind of coming back to Dubai now. Everyone's kind of settling back in, and I feel like it's a new chapter for you, which is so exciting.
It's really exciting because at the minute I'm in temporary accommodation, so I still need to find the apartment.
Why does that sound like you're in like prison or something?
I know.
I'm in temporary
Just Tempacom for now, and then it'll be exciting, like finding a new apartment, buying a car, all that stuff. I feel like I've got all of that to
So
come,
exciting. It's so
I will
exciting.
keep you updated on how that goes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Buzzing.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that you're back. Yeah, and like same for me. I feel like it's definitely still a new chapter, like for me. So I feel like we're both kind of just like both in really good places, like, and I think the coming into the end of the year is just going to be really nice because I think we've been through enough now.
Trauma.
So I feel like now we can just kind of smooth sail and everything's going really well from every avenue, and let that continue.
Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, it makes for a good podcast when life
100%.
goes tits up. So hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys. We will now actually be back every week to bring you a new one.
We'll see you in the next one.